Getting an ALS diagnosis can feel like you've been dropped into the middle of an ocean, right? Just overwhelming. But what if I told you there's an anchor you can use, a tool to help you find some solid ground, even when everything feels like it's shifting? Let's explore one of the most powerful ones I know.
Look, if you're feeling any of this, or maybe all of it at once, that makes perfect sense. Of course you are. It's like the whole world just tilted sideways. And it's 100% okay to feel a little lost while you're trying to figure out which way is up again. And it's right in the middle of that chaos that having a simple game plan, a framework, can be a total lifeline. It's not about having all the answers. Who does? It's about having a solid place to stand so you can take your next breath. And today, we're going to unpack a tool that does exactly that. This is the Serenity Prayer. And yeah, you've probably heard it before, maybe a million times. But I want us to look at it in a totally new way, as a really practical, hands-on guide for living with ALS. It's a way to sort through the noise, focus your precious energy, and find your path forward. Let's break it down piece by piece. Okay, so we're starting with the first part, which, let's be honest, is often the hardest one: acceptance. It's a word that gets thrown around a lot and can be really misunderstood, so let's get clear on what it actually means, right here, right now. So some things are just what they are. They're truths that are out of our control no matter how much we wish they weren't. The diagnosis is real, the future feels uncertain, and life is going to be different. Acknowledging that isn't giving up. It's just naming what's real. And that's the first step toward finding any kind of peace. And this is so important to understand. Acceptance is not giving up. It is not losing hope. It's simply saying, okay, this is where I am today. It's giving yourself permission to feel everything you're feeling, without judgment. When you stop spending all your energy fighting a reality you can't change, you free up that energy for things you can change. It's a massive shift. And that's how serenity starts to creep in. See, it's not about everything being peaceful and perfect all the time. That's not realistic for anyone. Serenity is about finding those little pockets of calm, those quiet moments to just breathe, even when the storm is still raging around you. It's finding the eye of the storm. All right, so now we pivot. We've talked about what we can't change. Let's move on to what we can. This is where things get really active. This is where this whole idea turns into a powerful tool for taking action. I really want this to sink in. Yes, ALS takes a lot, but it does not, I repeat, it does not take everything. This space, the space of what you can still do and choose, this is your territory. This is where your power is. And just think about it for a second. You have so many choices in front of you. You get to decide what kind of care feels right for you. You get to shape the environment you live in. You choose who you bring into your inner circle. You decide how you use your voice. These aren't small things. These are the building blocks of your life. And let's get one thing straight about courage. It's not about being fearless. Fear is going to be a passenger on this journey, and that's okay. Courage is looking that fear right in the eye, acknowledging it's there, and then taking that next small step forward anyway. So when the whole road ahead looks way too long and overwhelming, forget the road. Just focus on this. What is the one next step you can take? Maybe it's one phone call, or reading one article, or having one tough conversation. Just do that one thing, and then you just do the next one. That's it. That's how you move forward. And here we go. This is the part that ties it all together. The wisdom to know the difference. This is the secret sauce, you know? It's what turns this from a nice sentiment into something you can actually use every single day. This one question, this is your new best friend. In any moment when you're feeling stressed or stuck, just pause and ask yourself this. Can I control this, or at least influence it in a meaningful way? The answer, a simple yes or no, tells you exactly where to put your most valuable resource, your energy. So here's what that looks like in practice. It's like a simple little flowchart for your brain. If the answer to that question is, no, I can't control this, then your job is to practice letting it go. And that is a practice, for sure. But if the answer is yes, bingo, you found it. That's where you aim all your focus, all your energy. And please, please hear me on this. You are not going to get this perfect. Nobody does. This isn't a test you can pass or fail. It's a practice. It's a muscle you build over time, just by coming back to it again and again, moment by moment. So let's wrap this up. Let's bring it all home. An ALS diagnosis changes your life. There is no sugarcoating that. It's a fundamental shift. But it is not the end of you. It's not the end of your story.
Because here are the things that ALS can never touch. It cannot take away your ability to choose how you respond. It cannot take away your ability to connect with the people you love. And it absolutely cannot take away your ability to find and create meaning in your life right here and right now.
So I want to leave you with this version of the prayer. Think of it less as a prayer and more as your own personal mission statement. It's a declaration. It's about directing your incredible strength where it's going to make the biggest difference. It's how you find your way forward. So the question isn't, how do I fix everything? It's much simpler. It's just, what is your next step?